Now, with the cost of living crisis, many of us are looking for new ways to earn some money to help pay the bills. One popular option at this time of year has been fruit picking.
But issues like Brexit have led to labour shortages, meaning that some fruit farms are struggling to harvest their produce. Phil Brewster has been to one drinks company in Leicestershire to find out how they're coping.
It's all systems go at the Belvoir Drinks Farm's bottling plant. Every day, bags of locally picked elderflower are brought here to the factory near Bottisford in Leicestershire to be converted into cordial and soft drinks. But the recent rise in inflation means the price of making it has shot up.
It's tough. It's really tough. The cost of everything's gone through the roof. Cost of glass bottles, cost of caps, the cost of sugar, cost of fruit juice. Everything has gone up by more than 50% in the last 2 years.
The company doesn't employ staff, but instead relies on local volunteers to go out and harvest bags of elderflower heads in return for payment. Jen Vaughan only just recently started harvesting the flowers and says it's been a pleasant way of earning a bit of extra cash to help pay the bills.
It all helps, doesn't it? So to be out in the fresh air and just boost your health as well and get a little bit of payment for it is just lovely. But it's more about being in the environment and just helping out locally, really.
I picked when I was about 15 with Pev's mum when we was on exam leave. It was like our first job, if you like, so we came up to the farm, originally fruit picking, and then we got picked to go out elderflower picking.
But picking is a labour-intensive business, requiring thousands of workers. And despite a government scheme to encourage more Brits to pick fruit, a shortage of foreign labour due to Brexit means many food growers are struggling to harvest their produce.
There is a real difficulty getting temporary labour into the UK to do these jobs. Leaving the EU has not helped that gig at all. It's one of the reasons for food inflation.
Raising wages is one way of tackling the problem. But gardener and TV presenter Daisy Payne says there are other benefits as well as financial.
It's also really good to get an understanding of how these things work and how things are grown, the environment, the nature, everything. It's so good to kind of connect with it.
When it first went into business almost 40 years ago, Belvoir Farm Drinks was producing a few hundred bottles a year. Now it's more than 10 million, and it's thriving. But the fear is that unless something is done to tackle the staff shortages elsewhere in the industry, the fizz could soon disappear from what should be a British success story. Phil Brewster, ITV News, Bottisford.
Oh, let's hope they get the fruit pickers they need. And I understand a lot of people love it, and we had the woman there telling us how great it is. Let me just put a counter to that. I was always made to do it as a kid. Terrible hay fever, hated it, never done it since.
And still struggling today.
Yeah, still moaning about the hay fever.
Never mind. Hopefully you'll get a little bit better, Steve, as the week goes on. Anyway, staying with crops and farming, in recent years, cows have taken on a reputation for being one of the biggest